China's Belt and Road Initiative could be the most ambitious infrastructure plan in history.
看到可以有中文、老挝语，还有英文。
As the Belt and Road Initiative extends from China through roads, rails, and seas,
everything perfect.
早上在昆明吃米线，晚上就可以到达万象吃火锅。
it draws unparalleled support, but also intense controversy.
Here, the Belt and Road Initiative, a boom, a bust, or just a buzzword?
Debt traps, cybersecurity, not to mention human
so-called
rights.
debt traps.
It was becoming a vehicle for strategy from Beijing.
We investigate how the historic initiative has been misconstrued.
Academic research in the West has shown that was an overstatement or mischaracterization.
We traverse Asia, Africa, and America, and uncover the real prosperity and aspirations of the Belt and Road.
It will be a historic one for two countries.
Basis for cooperation and friendship the world desperately needs. In 2023, the first railway between China and Laos began operating cross-border passenger service. The 1,035-kilometer China-Laos Railway connects the Laotian capital of Vientiane and Kunming in China's Yunnan province.
But this is a beautiful station, very beautiful.
The opening of the passenger train during the Lao New Year also brought new expectations for Laos. Laos's national news agency said that the China-Laos Railway would help boost the country's economy by 4.5% in 2023.
We have seen if you want to get rich, you have to construct road first. So that's a very simple philosophy. But that within China, it has been very successful. So China wants to extend this successful story to other countries.
But some in the West have alleged that the substantial debt incurred in constructing the railway in Laos is a trap set by China to gain political leverage.
The buzzword in the Western media when they're talking about the BRI is debt trap.
It is complete stupidity. I mean, some things which is written by the Western media is really stupid, right? Because infrastructure takes a long time to pay back. 5 years, 10 years, you don't pay for it out of cash. You borrow money. The fact that you get into debt is not a problem at all. I mean, it's particularly nonsense coming from America because the American companies are the most indebted in the world.
What is Laos' so-called debt problem? To construct the railway, around $5.9 billion have been invested. Among this, IMF estimates Laos took out loans of $480 million from China. Western media claim the investment was unlikely to be profitable given its expense.
I heard a lot about data diplomacy, but I think maybe they don't have enough information or data related to the project could create a lot of economic benefits. If you can curate EIR, we can gain around 18.5%. It's very big compared to other infrastructure.
We will benefit from transportation. We benefit from tourist expense to our economy. These indirect benefits is huge.
To comprehend the economic benefits that the railway has brought to the country, we embarked on a journey by train from the capital Vientiane all the way north to the UNESCO's World Heritage City of Luang Prabang. Wu R. Channing is a liaison for a local mineral company responsible for booking freight cars from the railway. His salary has been boosted by the railway and surpasses many of his peers.
铁路进来方便了很多嘛，不管是货运啊、发货啊什么之类，进出口啊都可能会增加。第一，量能出得去很多嘛，比方说一列它就能走到1000多吨嘛，也很快嘛，时间上还是成本上都节省很多。
Hu Shengli is a manager at an international logistics company. He is one of the many Chinese people who came to Laos and worked on the railway.
现在目前老中铁路通了之后，中国的大量的这一个技术人员啊，各方面来这边，那么就对老挝的工业经济、农业经济都是有一个很大的触动。就是这种设备嘛，叫正面吊，是在国内是比较先进的啊，他们以前都没见过，所以就是我们是一点一点的教出来。老中铁路没有贯通的时候，这个老挝的木薯淀粉啊，大概价格是在700到800块钱1吨。那现在由于贯通之后，达到了1800到2000，他们还是得到了很大的实惠的。
Suli used to study Mandarin in China. As a guide in the tourist city Luang Prabang, he was excited about the broadening opportunities.
飞机过来，他每天也只有一个班带来的人也不多。但现在我在这边可以做那个自驾团，还有火车团，天天都可以坐。他们中午要进来，我早上就可以到关口去接。
It is a success. It has reshaped the outlook of Laos from being a landlocked country into a land-linked country. It helps not just economically, but also big contribution to the social fabric of a particular country.
It's a historic initiative because it represents a road for global development and elimination of poverty. There is no rational reason for the Western countries to be opposing this. I think they are behaving in a very irrational and childish way.
Western reports refer to almost all BRI partnering countries as victims of the debt trap diplomacy.
This policy in Africa.
Sri Lanka.
The African
debt trap.
Debt trap.
If you travel in the West, they say, oh, that's debt trap diplomacy. That's China trying to trap the rest of the world, suck them into traps, and make them indebted. We know that's rubbish.
Debt trap narrative has been very unhelpful in dealing with this very complex situation.
The USA is heavily indebted to China. Has China trapped the USA?
We trace the origin of the term debt trap diplomacy. Indian scholar Brahma Chelani first coined it in a report in Project Syndicate in 2017. In the following years, various US institutions actively adopted the term and published reports alleging BRI's debt traps. Look at this report, China's Debt Book Diplomacy. It was commissioned by the US State Department. Reports like these are quickly embraced by the US State Department as propaganda materials to send all over the world.
The rumor mills have never ceased their operation. By endlessly repeating the same disinformation or misinformation, hopefully, end of the day, they can hoodwink more people.
We checked the database with the keyword debt trap. We find over 4,000 reports over the past 10 years. This essentially forms a disinformation campaign on the BRI.
We have censorship in Western media that will not allow accurate discussion of the Belt and Road Initiative or what the real substance of the Belt and Road Initiative is.
In the West, there are different opinions about this Belt and Road Initiative. If you carefully examine those opinions, I think most opinions are based on their ideology.
The media is part of the superstructure. It's part of the institution that serve the superstructure to maintain the economic base. So the Western media is trying to maintain this exploitative economic base.
Their debt issues. And China has come in and re-indebted these countries.
US officials have become frequent visitors to Africa, and warnings about the dangers of Chinese debt have been featured in their speeches. We met Harry Verhoeven in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. He is a researcher on African debts at Columbia University.
China has been one of the main drivers behind a debt buildup in Africa. However, what is important to nuance is that China has not been the only factor or even necessarily the main factor in different individual African countries. If you actually look at the statistics, you'll see that the section of African debt that has expanded the most, particularly in the last 15 years or so, is indebtedness to private bondholders. But many of them are actually based in the West. After all, it is one of the only programs in the world, and certainly the only program of that kind of magnitude, that is there to actually help transform the structural basis of African economies. The United States, the European Union, Gulf countries have simply not made available this amount of capital, have simply not paid attention to African infrastructure in the ways that the BRI did.
And the U.S. takes a lot of responsibility for the debt problems these countries have, as have the other major developed countries in their credit policies toward the less developed countries.
And also, the goodness with the Chinese debt is you can see where the money went. You can point at specific infrastructure. You can see the airport in Osaka. You can see the airport in Ndola. You can see the airport in Livingstone. But with the Western debt, you can't see anything because it was speculative. It was money that went into a casino for speculation. It was money begetting money and not anything else.
It's the typical lecturing, arrogant attitude that they've always shown to Africa. I mean, again, the height of hypocrisy that the very governments that entrapped so many of these governments would now say, beware of China. They are totally nervous that the people of Africa and the governments of Africa are basically going to leave behind the West.
We took a 4-hour drive from the southern Argentine city El Calafate to visit another BRI project, the southernmost hydropower station on Earth. Argentina is one of the most indebted countries to the West, with IMF loans taking up a third of its external debts.
So you said you borrow a lot of debts. Where does the money go?
To pay another debt.
There is huge amount of money involved in this building, this dam, this hydropower station. Are you worried this money cannot be repaid?
No, for sure not. You know, we are in the middle, yes, of a difficult situation. I believe it's very important to have context of this. In 2018, we obtained, as a country, but it was a decision for of the previous government, the biggest loan in the history of IMF. It was just to satisfy the financial sector of Argentina. That is a problem that we are dealing with it. We will pay. Argentina always paid.
For decades, the IMF has been Argentina and many developing countries' financial lifeline. But the economic troubles in these places have led many to be skeptical about the impact of its loan and Western creditors.
So many countries in the global south were basically in permanent debt traps, and it wasn't just a matter of owing lots of money, but also having loans that came with tremendous strings attached that allowed for the value of their economies to basically be extracted back to Washington and London and Brussels.
China didn't interfere in our policies, but those loans are used for the development of the countries. What the IMF was saying basically is, I'm gonna give you money, but you have certain conditions to receive this money, while the loan provided by the IMF was basically used for the capital flight of the big exporters and the financial capitals of the countries.
So this was a true debt trap. This is actually a dictatorship of capital, a kind of a tyrannical dictatorship too, of bankers in the West.
Yiwu, a trading hub for small merchandise in East China, has experienced boosted connectivity due to the BRI.
这个具体多少？
最低16块吧。
15块好不好？
那这15块5吧。
好，15块5。
Pakistani businessman Aku has lived in the city for over 20 years. He offered to be our tour guide in the city.
我爱你中国。
它这个摁脚的地方3种语言。
对，这里按脚都是外国人，英文、阿拉伯语还有中文。Brother!
Over the past 10 years, Yiwu's products have been transported via the China-Europe freight trains, reaching 217 cities in 25 European countries. As goods flow out, people flood in.
我想吃一下牛肉的。
Yiwu has become one of the most international cities in China.
You guys understand Mandarin, right?
Yeah, 那必须的呀。
那必须的。
I'm living here 23 years. If we have a difficulty,
how do we deal?
Already government come to us, not we go to the governments.
Take care of it.
Really, you can ask.
Really? Yeah.
They are, everybody.
Government come to us
and they speak to us friendly.
Face to face.
What happened?
Talk.
Visa problem?
Also,
okay,
even
finish.
we chat.
Chinese are our example. All over the world. If my country today is poor, we have to do hard work. Not sleeping and say, oh, God, send me some bags of money. How can? So China, of course, this is our big example. That's why I am here 23 years in China, EU.
Yeah, you can see?
Yeah.
刷底理发。
有理发吗？
No, I want try my brother become 老外。
哦，不用理发吧？
你不用管，你不用管，今天你就不用管了，等他过几天就长出来了嘛。
我这头发很好。哦，好烫好烫！我是佐罗，这是我第一次体验这个埃及的理发。
你在中国长大的吗？
对。
在。哦，我的天哪！
哦。
什么呀？我就吃，你等我就吃。
这锅粉哦。
Our journey serves as a powerful rebuttal to the accusation of debt trap diplomacy, revealing a deeper truth, the profound interconnection of people across the globe. The BRI represents more than a grand infrastructure project. This initiative has not only redefined China's role on the international stage, but has also amplified the voices of the global South, casting a glaring spotlight on the hegemonic nature of the existing West-dominated global order. However, the BRI was attacked, one fact cannot be denied. China chose a path that defied the historical pattern of foreign aggression taken by some Western powers. Instead of bringing colonization, wars, refugees, it has ushered in an era of increased trade, exchange of goods, surging tourism, infrastructure development, and cultural enrichment. It stands as a testament to China's unique approach to global engagement.